Hey, you watching this. Today I feel so happy because I've been on a motorhome trip in Montana for the last 2 weeks. So all the videos that I've been publishing, I actually pre-made. So I'm so excited because I haven't made a video in a while and I'm feeling super grateful. So today I just wanted to see what the heck would come out of me. And I think what happens is so often in our lives, we're so stuck in our mind about the way things should work, ought to work, or the way we don't want them to work, that we don't let life unfold for us the way that it's naturally meant to unfold. Have you ever noticed that before? That there's this little voice in your head, and it's always talking. And what if you could get outside that little voice in your head and you could actually hear the way God or the universe is speaking to you? That's what we're going to be talking about today. This is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. I love you. I appreciate you. If you're already subscribed, if you're not, hit the subscribe button and let's dive right into this video. Alright, so my wife and I went to Montana. We rented an RV and we went on an RV trip. And we had it all planned out. And what actually ended up happening is right before we left, there was the big Montana fires that set Glacier National Forest on fire and a lot of other areas. So what ended up happening is our entire plans for the whole thing got scrapped. And that was sad and good. At the same time, it was sad because there were so many beautiful areas we've already decided and set the expectation of in our mind that we would be visiting. And those places actually we couldn't go to. And so that was sad because we had set up camping spots where we're gonna park our RV and all these things like that. And we didn't know anything about Montana other than we're gonna stay here on this night, we're gonna stay here on this night, and all of that got ruined. And because the fires were so bad, it was smoky throughout the entire state, what ended up happening was it was very difficult last minute to find camp spots. In fact, one day we drove around for about 5 hours to different camp spots and we couldn't find one anywhere. And to top it all off, we have Sprint and our Sprint phone service. For some reason, I guess Montana doesn't have Sprint or something. So we literally could not make phone calls. It just wouldn't work. They would drop right away. So we couldn't call campgrounds or look on the internet in advance. So it was very difficult because we had an expectation at the start of how it would happen and then it didn't work out. So my question to you is there an area of your life where you want something? Maybe you want more money. Maybe you want to attract a romantic relationship, a soulmate, or a more fulfilling sex and romance life. Or maybe you want a new job. Maybe there's something you're wanting to manifest, but you've decided in your mind in advance of how it's supposed to go. Now the problem with that is inherently limiting. And what I learned on this trip is that life actually has a plan of its own. And it's actually a lot of times a lot more powerful and enjoyable and better than our own plans, right? So like when you're born, you don't have to actually grow your own heart. You know, when you're a little baby, you don't have like the size of the organs that you have today. So there was like God or universal intelligence or consciousness that was growing your heart, your brain, all of your vital and respiratory functions. They grew. You didn't have to like practice growing them. They just did that stuff naturally. Life itself did those things. Life itself unconsciously has worked out a way where your respiratory system breathes while you're asleep. There's this natural process that has worked so beautifully. But what happens is you and I are coming into our body, and by the time we're 6, 7 years old, we've developed this thing called an ego. Now the ego is a term that I love the way Wayne Dyer put it. Ego is edging God out. EGO, edging God out, meaning it's edging the perfection of the universe out. And our ego is this part of us that wants everything to be the way it thinks it's supposed to be. So it's like, I want to double my income. I want a better paying job. That might be your manifestation. I want to attract my soulmate. That might be what you want. But then it sends a linear timeline of how it has to happen. Well, you know, I really needed to come through this avenue, and you know, my soulmate is has blonde hair, and this is how tall they are, and here's what my preferences are. And what happens is we limit what's actually meant for us. So your job is to know the essence of what you want, is to know what you want, but don't try to figure it all out. Don't try to get it all worked up. But here we were getting it all worked up. We're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here, and we're gonna go here. And then the fires happen. That's out of our control. That's out of people's control. It started by lightning. It was literally happened by life itself that started the fires. And it pushed us in a direction that for the first couple days were very uncomfortable, especially when we're driving around 5, 6, 7 hours. Like, for instance, I got a new car in April, and I just put 2,000 miles on it. I put over 2,000 miles on my motorhome that I rented in 14 days. So yeah, I had a car since April. Right now it's September 1st, and in 2 weeks I put more than I put on in that many months. And part of that was because we couldn't find anywhere to stay and our phones weren't working. And it ended up being like the most amazing trip. It gave us exactly what we needed. And it was so powerful. I feel so inspired and creative and grateful and reconnected and refreshed in a way that I didn't think would happen. And when the things started falling apart with the fire, I was like, oh no, this trip is not what it's gonna be what I wanted. And I was creating resistance to where the universe was trying to push us. So my question to you is, where is the universe trying to push you? So close your eyes right now while you're watching this video. Just close your eyes and relax to my voice. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, 3. Take a deep breath out. 1, 2, 3. And as your eyes are closed right now, think of what you want. Is it a romantic relationship, more money, a new house, a new car, a new job? You want to travel around the world? What is it that you want? Just see it in your mind. Now, what's interesting to me, like literally see it in your mind. Like if I say, what kind of car do you have? You can see your car in your mind. Now I want you to say, what do you want? And I want you to see it. Like, please be with me in this experience and see it. Now what's powerful is the universe conjures up that image, that dream, that desire that you have. Like, think about the fact that you can see something in your own mind. That's crazy in and of itself, isn't it? Like, you just can see something in your own mind. So like electrical current sparks in your nerve cells, in your brain cells. And what happens is, using a mental faculty called imagination, you spark electrical current that prompts you to start to see images in your own mind. That's crazy in and of itself. That's the universe. That's the power of life itself. Now, don't you think the power of life itself, the power of the universe, has the same ability to make that desire, that dream, that image in your head a reality? Don't you think if it can conjure it up in your own mind, it could make it a reality? You didn't create the mental faculty of imagination and discipline and will in order for you to imagine what you want and have the ability to think your own thoughts. Right? Like what is one of the major things that separates you from a lot of animals? You have the ability to think what you want to think, right? That was a gift from God. You don't think God has the ability to realize your own desires and has an innate intelligence and power? The universe doesn't have an innate intelligence and power? Like, you put an orange seed in the ground, it's always going to be an orange seed. Have you ever put an orange seed in the ground and it turned into an apricot? Or it turned into kale? And you just came out the next day and there was a bunch of kale, and you were like, I just went and bought orange seeds from Home Depot. Why is this kale right now? No, it's always orange. There is a universal law that says whatever is impressed upon the mind will express itself into the world. But what happens is we resist and we block the universe from working its magic. Right? So my mind was like, whoa, this trip isn't happening the way I want. And I was blocking the way that the universe, what it was trying to give me. And so my invitation to you is forget about the how. Don't worry about it. Just because you don't know how it's all going to work out, just because life is pushing you in a way that you don't want it may look bad. I got an Instagram message from someone today, actually. Shout out to Mark. That was who Instagram messaged me. And he lost a $175,000 job a year that he's had for many years. And he was really stressed and worried. And the reality is that there is a higher order to our life. And sometimes it looks bad and it appears bad, or sometimes it's just like we have a plan of like, my soulmate looks like this, my job will be this, but life might be pushing you into another direction. Trust that the same intelligence, the same universal power that has conjured up the desire within you that makes you say, I want this soulmate, I want this car, I want this house, I want this amount of money, I want this lifestyle, I want this thing, I want this experience. That same universal phenomena, that same energy, that same intelligence and consciousness, that's God expressing itself through you. Have faith. Do not see with your eyes, because your eyes are just going to tell you the limits of your old way of thinking. That's all your eyes do. If you allow your eyes to control and say, well, it has to happen this way, and I need this person, I need this thing, then we block the universe and all of its magic. So with me right now, set the intention in this very moment that you're going to experience the wondrous magic of the universe. Comment that down below. I will experience the wondrous magic of the universe. Comment that down below. I will experience the wondrous magic of the universe. And the reason you comment that down below is you want to imprint the subconscious. I experience the wondrous magic of the universe. See, I'm telling you, life has it really awesome things in plan for you, in store for you. It does. But there's a couple key ingredients from my story that I want to share. We had the most amazing trip. It was so awesome. And it was the exact opposite of how I thought it was going to go. And at first that sucked. But then when I was able to let go a little bit, awesome things came into my experience. And there's a couple key ingredients here. One is knowing what you want. I knew I wanted to have an awesome experience in nature. I wanted like the beauty of nature. I wanted to see these like wilderness rivers and 10,000, 50,000 acres of nothingness, no houses. Like, I wanted to see deer and freaking everything out in the middle of nowhere and trout jumping through the rivers. Like, I wanted to be out in that experience of true wilderness of Montana. I knew what I wanted. So number one, you got to know what you want, right? Step number two, you have to let go of how you think that it will happen. You have to let go of how you think that it will happen. There's a higher power at work. And what happens is there are unexpected ways that it wants to work its magic in your life. Like, you might get a financial raise from a way that you can't comprehend. A new business, a new opportunity, a person gives you money that you didn't think you would get it that way. Your soulmate might be somebody other than who you think it is. My soulmate was somebody other than who I thought it would be. I thought my soulmate was going to be a person that I was dating before, and that relationship ended in a way that broke my heart at that time. But it created the space for me to meet Ashley, my wife, and it's the most amazing partnership I ever could ask for. But it came out of what I didn't think would happen. So you're co-creating with the universe. The universe hears what you want when you bravely enough state, I want this. I see it in my mind. I want this. The universe hears you and it can start to work with you. But when you offer resistance, because you're like, it has to happen this way. It needs to be this person I date, this type of person. I need the money to come from this thing. This is the way it has to happen. Just like we're like, we've got the whole trip planned out. No, now it's not working the way we want. And we're not going to see this place and this place because the smoke and da-da-da. And what happens is, because you have free will, the universe steps out of the equation and says, fine, figure it out on your own. And you create resistance to life itself. So let go of how you think that it has to happen and have faith. Have faith. Affirm with me. I experience the wonders of the universe? Comment that down below. And if you have trouble with that, download my free success hypnosis, jakeshypnosis.com, right there down below. jakeshypnosis.com, and use that to retrain your subconscious mind so you can get rid of any negative resistance-based thoughts. Number 3, affirm if not this, then something better. So whenever you're creating things that you want, remember this. If not this, then something better. When things don't work out the way that you want, what's happening is the flow of life is directing you in a new way. Sometimes it's through a body slam, sometimes through a slap in the face. Sometimes it's just like, hey, I didn't want this to happen. Why is this happening to me? But life is pushing you towards something grander. So comment down below, and the reason you're commenting this is to drill this into your subconscious so you remember this phrase. If not this, then something better. If not this, then something better. Comment that down below. If not this, then something better. If it's not what you want, the way that you want it to happen, like you want money to come through one way. Like here, I'll give you an example. I wanted to build a successful career as an author and thought leader and an inspirer and motivator like I'm doing. And I thought it was gonna come through being an author and a speaker. So I had written 3 books in 3 years. 2 of them are published with the world's #1 publisher, Penguin Random House. And I was paying somebody to teach me how to become a college motivational speaker because I thought that I was struggling for so long financially at the start of my career. Like my now wife was in debt because I couldn't pay for electricity or food or anything. Like it just wasn't happening yet. And so I saw someone that was really successful as a college speaker, and I tried to emulate them. And some unfortunate things happened, and money was taken for services that didn't happen. And it was really heartbreaking because I thought that's how I was finally going to be able to support myself and my future family financially. So it was really heartbreaking. It wasn't what I wanted to have happen. But what I really wanted to have happen was to be successful at my career. I got stuck on the how, and the how was I was going to be a college speaker. So this fell apart, and what ended up happening is like I was like really heartbroken because this person was my hero at the time. And when I really connected to my own intuition, I realized that what I wanted out of life was I wanted to make YouTube videos, and I wanted to be able to inspire people from my home off the way that I naturally live my life. I didn't want to travel all over the world every second of the day and make that the only way I made money. It didn't work for me. I started making YouTube videos. Well, about 16 months later, there's 300,000 subscribers on this channel, and my income has grown to levels I never could have comprehended. And the only reason that my channel has grown and my income has grown is because I'm so passionate about what I'm doing. It's inspiring people, but I'm doing it on my own terms. So if not this, then something better. That way fell apart, and it opened up the avenue for me to do this way, which I couldn't conceive at the time. Why? Because the ego edges God out. I was edging God out. I was like, it has to happen this way. This is my only hope. This is my only chance. This is the one road. And then something else showed up. So comment down below, if not this, and something better. And remember that just because something falls apart, it might be making way for a bigger fortune, for bigger love, for more freedom, for more happiness. So this is Jake Ducey with JakeDucey.com. I'm so excited to be back with my videos. Seriously, if you watch them, I freaking love you to death. I appreciate you so much. If you watch every day, you're literally like one of the most important people in my entire life. I'm not even joking in the slightest. Comment down below your biggest takeaway from this video, and then hashtag down below best life ever. Hashtag down below best life ever. Obviously, if you watch this video all the way through, you're committed to creating your best life ever. You would not watch me talk for this long about life and inspiring things unless you actually cared about creating your best life. And so like, I truly honor you for spending 15 minutes to watch this. I promise you, I know you have a busy life, but I promise you that if you apply these things, your life will change. You'll be so worth it. So hashtag down below best life ever if you watch all the way through. Everyone who hashtags that down below, when I read through all the comments, I'm gonna send you all my love and appreciation. Make sure you download my free success hypnosis. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's right there down below. Make sure you download that. You gotta couple that with the YouTube videos. And what I mean by that is, this is information. The hypnosis is literally, like, in essence, it's a piece of software or technology that's designed to rewire your limiting beliefs. This exact thing I created 6 years ago when, as I said earlier, I was struggling in my life. I wasn't creating the things that I wanted. My wife now, girlfriend at the time, was in debt. And I recorded a hypnosis for myself, and it changed my whole life. And now I was just like, shit, it works so well for me, I'll put it up for everyone. So it's jakeshypnosis.com. Over 200,000 people from all over the world have downloaded it now. Every day I hear a crazy, miraculous story about people manifesting the money or love or happiness or whatever, accrediting the hypnosis for that. So it's down below, jakeshypnosis.com. Hit the subscribe button and the bell notification. Even if you already subscribed, make sure that you hit the bell notification. It's right there down below. The bell notification is actually what notifies you for new videos. Double check you've actually hit the bell notification. I love you. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful day. Hashtag down below, best life ever. Have a good one.